Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to another video review. This time we're going to be taking a look at Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins. Yeah. This was one of the most nerve-wracking games of the playoffs. In fact, it's one of the most nerve-wracking games of any playoff series, that has ever happened. And obviously it's one of the most important games in a playoff series to win and, to lose, or both. So essentially you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Simple as that. A lot of great things have happened in my life right now, but we'll get into that in another video. So anyways, without further ado, I will now hand it over to myself, Sensman and Leafsman, to conduct this video review, and so just sit back, relax, and enjoy, everyone. Let's begin. My, it is a beautiful day in Chicago. Oh, it's not like anything unexpected could happen. I mean, what? The wind is back. I don't know what's happening to me. Ah! Where's policeman? Ah! Okay, let's just get right to the recap. In the first period, Patrick Kane would get his 8th of the playoffs from Johnny Oduya and Jonathan Toews to give Chicago the 1-0 lead. In the second period, Patrick Kane would get his 2nd of the game, his 9th of the playoffs, from Brian Bickle and Jonathan Toews to give Chicago a 2-0 lead. In the third period, Boston was able to solve Corey Crawford thanks to Zdeno Chara getting his 3rd of the playoffs from David Krejci and Milan Lucic to cut the deficit to 1. And then in the dying seconds of the third period, Tuukka Rask pulled for the extra attacker. Dave Bolland would get his 2nd of the playoffs into the empty net, assisted by Michael Frolik, to put Chicago up 3-1, which would eventually be the final score. We'll talk about Michael Frolik and some other instances that happened in this game at the end of this video. So yeah, interesting game, tight defensive battle. Obviously, it was going to happen in this game, and overall, it was impressive. So yeah, let's get back to the review table, and let me deliver you my final thoughts on Game 5. So yeah, overall, Game 5 of this Stanley Cup Final was very interesting. It was a very good game. Both goaltenders, Corey Crawford and Tuukka Rask, did very exceptionally well, though obviously at the end of the day, Crawford bailed his team out when he needed to, made some big terrific saves. Rask, I mean, he made some big saves too. It could have been 4-1 had not Patrick Sharp scored on that glorious opportunity that he had in the first period. Now, questions heading into the next game: the health of Chicago's Jonathan Toews and Boston's Patrice Bergeron. Now, obviously, Bergeron's injury, from what I'm hearing, obviously, we don't know what exactly is, though it's upper body, and it's very serious. So that tells me that he won't be able to play for Game 6, but you never know. I mean, it's playoffs, so... I mean, we obviously know that Nathan Horton and a couple of the other Bruins have been playing hurt. We obviously know that Marian Hossa and a couple of the other Blackhawks have been playing hurt. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. It was interesting to see Carl Soderberg in this game because, obviously, I mean, he's a great player. We obviously saw him win the Swedish Elite League title this year, and he's a great player in the KHL, but obviously coming to the NHL, I mean, he's a young player. He's like, what, 27 years old or something like that? I can't remember, but anyways, he didn't do too bad. He did all right in Bergeron's absence. As for the Blackhawks, like I said in the last video, they're in a position to win the Stanley Cup, though you never know what could happen. because obviously those silly statistics come up. So yeah, very interesting. Oh, and going back to Michael Frolik for a second. I mean, it's debatable about the penalty or the non-penalty that he took when he tripped Torrey Krug in the dying seconds of the third period. Look, it wasn't really a penalty, though it could have been a penalty, but obviously it wasn't a penalty because in the playoffs those things don't get called. Yes, I know, it's just it's the stupidity of the of interpretation. But I know Boston fans are upset about that, Chicago fans are happy with that, and obviously that led to the Dave Bolin empty net goal. But thing is that when something is called or not called, you have to let it go eventually, because let's face it, that could be one of the turning points of the series. I mean, there have been a lot of turning points of the series, but not any major turning points of the series. And of course, some of Boston's defensemen, particularly Johnny Boychuk's hit on Taves, on Jonathan Taves, I'm actually hearing, not hearing right now, but I heard a couple hours ago that he, not a couple hours ago, but I did hear after the game, actually, sorry, that he is going to be heard by the league. He's going to have a supplementary disciplinary hearing, so we'll see what happens. And obviously the hit on Mason Raymond in the cup run a couple years ago was pretty dirty, and really it's just a load of shit when he does that. But anyways, and also Dennis Steinberg's hit on Kruger and McQuaid's cross-check on Shaw, those were dirty penalties, and those obviously I heard after the game are going to be handled by Brendan Shanahan. So anyways, overall that is my review on Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins. I will see you all very soon. I will be back as soon as possible in the next video, and yeah, so take care, see you soon, have a great day, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.